the State Farm Center. I'm Brett Lerner here with my partner Sam Sherman as we get ready to bring you Big Ten basketball action. The Illinois Fighting Illini open up their 2013-2014 campaign tonight as they host the McKendree Bearcats from Lebanon, Illinois in their first exhibition game of the year. What's really exciting to you tonight, Sam?
Well, you know, Brett, this is an Illinois team with a whole lot of youth. There's 10 new players, including 5 freshmen, and so there's a lot of people in the Champaign-Urbana area very excited to see what they can do. And for McKendree, this is a school that only has 3,200 students, and so, you know, it's got to be so exciting for them to come in here and be able to play a big school like Illinois in the Big Ten.
Yeah, definitely a great experience for McKendree. Illinois looking to kick off their season the right way. But you spoke about the youth, so we'll send it to our sideline reporter Haley Lockwood quickly for a report about Coach Gross's recruiting progress for next season.
With Coach Gross just in his second season here, he's already had big commitments from Quinn Snyder, LaRon Black, and Michael Finke. He'd love to add just one more name to that list. Chicago Curry's Cliff Alexander. Alexander will be on campus this weekend for his official visit. He'll make his announcement on ESPN on November 16th of where he will go. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks for the report, Haley. Well, we're just moments away now from game time between the Illini and the visiting McKendree Bearcats. Stay tuned as we get ready to bring you action on the Big Ten Network.
Snatching stuff, Oh, what is going on in here?
It's okay, relax. Watch this. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, Dave.
Wow.
Is that your agent?
It's the jingle. Try it.
No.
Like a good neighbor.
Just say it. State Farm is there.
With the sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
And the girl from 4E?
And can I get a hot tub?
Nice.
State Farm agents help you get to a better state. Tomorrow, Legends Division foes collide at Kinnick when Mark Weissman leads the Hawkeyes against Kane Coulter and the Wildcats. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, presented by the United States Marine Corps on BTN and BTN To Go.
Get the last word before your team is ready for game day as we break down every big matchup and take you on campus for the latest updates. The BTN Football Report, presented by 5 Hour Energy. Tonight, only on BTN.
Melissa Johnson is a hard-working single mom. She stretches her paycheck every day to keep groceries in the fridge and gas in the car.
When I need some short-term cash, I can't waste time standing in line at a payday lender. So I call Money Mutual.
Money Mutual has a network of over 100 short-term lenders who can get you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours.
I'm always there for my daughter, and Money Mutual's always there for me.
Melissa's just one of over 1 million people who've turned to Money Mutual.
Call 1-800-555-CASH.
Starting lineups are out on the floor. We're ready to bring you action here at the State Farm Center. The Illinois Fighting Illini 2013-2014 season is officially underway. Tracy Abrams has the ball for the Illini, setting up the offense, their first possession of the season.
Tracy's one of those returning players that's going to, in his success this season, is going to be so important as to how Illinois is going to kind of shape as a team.
He really ran the offense for the Illini last season. Ball down in the post, it's kicked out. Tracy Abrams for 3, it's in and out. Some volleyball being played there for the offensive rebound, but McKendree finally comes up with it. Illinois playing tough defense there, and the first foul call of the game is called on transfer John Eakey from Illinois State. He's a graduate student. This is his first year with the Fighting Illini.
Expect the Bearcats to come out with a lot of energy in this game. I mean, you know, they've got nothing to lose. They're going up against a big program like Illinois, and they're a smaller school, so they're going to, you know, try and show them what they've got.
Illinois in a man-on-man defense. McKendree so far just swinging the ball around the post, looking to attack somewhere.
You know, one of the struggles that McKendree's going to find in this game is the height differential. I mean, they've got a couple of taller guys on their team, but for the most part, Illinois is going to win that, the battle under the basket. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of decide to attack the basket.
Great defense by the Illini, switching off screens, very aggressive so far. At the end of the shot clock, Joseph Bertrand blocks a shot attempt by McKendree, and Illinois pushes in transition. Great pass there by Revante Rice, the transfer from Drake, to a fellow transfer, John Eakey, who finishes with 2 hands, and Illinois is on the board first here tonight.
You know, you might not expect it, but most of the guys on the team say that Eakey's got the best hops out of anybody on the team, so not too surprising to see a dunk there.
Quick ball movement there by McKendree. Open 3 for DiGregorio in the corner, but there's an injury on the floor. It's Tracy Abrams.
Looks like he went down hard maybe on his knee. That would be an absolutely devastating injury this early on in the season for the Illini squad, who really relies on him being a leader this season.
We talked about how important the exhibition games are, but this is the devastating risk you take. I mean, in the preseason of any sport, an experienced player like Tracy Abrams, he's going to look to lead this team at point guard this season. He goes down within the first minute and a half of an exhibition game.
It's like that's tough. Going off a little bit on his own power, which is nice to see. They're going to check him out on the sidelines.
Looked like he was grabbing at his ankle. Hopefully just rolled it. Hopefully just some ice and some time off. Depending on the severity, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him again tonight because it's only an exhibition. And Jalen Tate, the freshman from Simeon High School, comes into the game. Coming off a state championship last year in high school, gets the ball to Joseph Bertrand, who attempts the floater in the key, but it's no good. McKendree pushed it on offense. Ball with Clinton Hoppy. He was the leading scorer last year. He got 18 points a game for the Bearcats.
It's going to be really interesting to see how Tate plays in this game. I mean, he's coming from a tough Chicago league, or Chicago basketball, and so now he's kind of transitioning into the college level, and he's got some nice size at the point, so we'll see how he can adjust.
He's used to playing with a lot of talent around him, too. He played with fellow Illini now Kendrick Nunn last season. He played with Jabari Parker, who was a top recruit in the country, who's at Duke this year. So he's really used to running the offense well and kind of distributing.
I don't think he knew he was going to be able to get into the game this quickly, but obviously with the Abrams injury, he's been forced to come in.
McKendree driving hard, and steal on the lost ball there by Nana Egwu. He gives it up to Revante Rice in transition. Rice goes up for the layup. It's no good, but he's fouled, and Revante Rice, the transfer from Drake, will go to the free throw line.
What you just saw from Rice is really what they're relying on him to do this whole season, is really cutting to the basket and be that guy who can kind of drive and creates, either he's going to get fouled or score or both. And so hopefully his speed and athleticism is going to be able to help him out with that.
Pretty cool for him to transfer back to Illinois, a kid that's from Champaign. Didn't get a ton of attention from the Illini coming out of high school as a recruit, went out to Drake, and now he's back to finish out his college career, back where his basketball career really started. Pretty cool experience for him.
That Drake really became one of the top players in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Nana Egwu battling for the offensive board and is called for a foul in the process, I believe, as he was trying to tip the ball away back to the Illini for possession.
It's fouls like that John Gross, they're going to drive John Gross mad if, seeing Nana kind of have those fouls that don't really have to do with anything going on with scoring on the other side.
He had some foul trouble problems last season, too, and it's going to be even more devastating this year because they lost a guy in Sam McLaren who was also big, same body type. They don't really have another one of those guys this year.
Yeah, you got Maverick Morgan, who's kind of going to be backing up Nana this season, but, he's young, and especially in the orange and blue scrimmage that they played last week, he kind of showed signs of that, and so, he's coming into a big role backing up Nana.
McKendree deep into the shot clock once again. The left-handed floater is up and good. That was Arthur Williams with the finish. Nice move there down in the post. It's a 2-2 game with 16:50 left on the clock here in the first half. Bertrand drives and kicks. Revante Rice goes across the court. Eakey down low to Maverick Morgan. Puts up the floater in the lane. No good. And a meaningless foul there on Maverick Morgan after his shot was no good.
Since he's really the only other size that's backing up Nana this season, he's going to have to stay out of those kind of fouls that don't have a lot to do with the game.
I mean, you mentioned the youth, and not only do they have all this youth, but the youth's going to be in the game consistently. Maverick Morgan's the first big guy off the bench. Jalen Tate's the next point guard off the bench. Kendrick Nunn's projected to get a lot of minutes. Malcolm Hill's going to split those minutes with Kendrick Nunn, both at shooting guard, so they're all going to get on the court. Jalen Tate setting it up for the Illini. Nice kick back to John Eakey for three. No good. Another battle for the offensive board. Eakey's able to grab it, and Illinois will set up their offense once again.
Saw Iki take a 3 there. Expect him to take a lot of those. He's going to be kind of that high-energy rebounder, good defender, and almost a little bit like Tyler Griffey kind of did last season.
Ravante Rice pulls up for 3. The ball is up and no good. Rebound controlled by DiGregorio for McKendree. Shots up and good for Clinton Hoppy. He gets the 3 there, and McKendree takes an early 5-2 lead.
You're seeing them play some really fearless basketball out there. They're not afraid to take shots. They're not afraid to drive to the basket or, pull up and take those 3s like that. So that's probably, the best way that they're going to want to attack this game.
Bertrand looking to drive baseline, goes up, highly contested, but he will get a foul call. We're going to head to timeout here. Welcome back to the State Farm Center. I'm Brett Lerner here with my partner, Sam Sherman. Joseph Bertrand at the line right now shooting free throws for the Illinois Fighting Illini. McKendree's jumped out to an early lead here, 5-3 over the Illini with just under 15:30 left here to go in the first half. McKendree still looking to set up their offense. They've gone deep into the shot clock pretty much every possession. DiGregorio drives to the hoop. He is fouled on the ground there by Jalen Tate.
And you can attribute a lot of that shot clock. They're using a lot of the shot clock, mostly because they're having probably a pretty difficult time, getting really into the lanes and everything like that. So they're trying to pass it around to get those scoring opportunities. But so far, they've kind of been able to do a nice job.
Really just looking to swing the ball around the key like they're doing now and just kind of look for a quick opening or a shot. DiGregorio for 3. He hits that one. Nice shot there by McKendree as they've hit 2 3s now and lead 8-3. Malcolm Hill comes into the game for the Illini, another freshman guard that they plan on using a lot this season. Joseph Bertrand with a nice cut to the baseline, but missed the reverse layup, so McKendree will push in transition here.
Good to see Tracy Abrams. Looks like he's going to check back into the game pretty soon, so that injury probably wasn't too severe.
That was a scary sight for Illini fans to see him on the ground in pain, grabbing at his ankle. The 3 ball is up and good. McKendree is hot from behind the 3-point line. That one was number 35, Jeremy Price.
They're doing a great job kind of making those shots available for themselves. And, they're a good 3-point shooting team. So if they're going to get if Illinois is going to give them those opportunities to shoot in those wide open looks, they're going to take those all day.
And obviously, like you talked about, there's that height advantage. So McKendree can't rely on getting the ball into the paint. They're going to have to take those 3s, and they're hot from behind the line so far. Jalen Tate misses another Illini free throw. They're now 1 of 5 at the line, and Tracy Abrams comes back into the game. Ravante Rice will take a seat, and everyone in the State Farm Center happy to see Tracy Abrams back on the floor. Tate makes his second, so the Illini are now 2 of 6 at the free throw line and trail 11-4.
Illinois is going to have to get some stops here if they want to stop like a very confident-looking McKendree team, because that's going to be what's going to end up being very dangerous. A team like McKendree who comes in with a lot of confidence, and they want to show a team like Illinois that they can play up to their level.
And we talked about how it's more about building chemistry and playing within yourself, especially for Illinois, but at the same time, you still don't want to lose this game, obviously. You never want to lose a game. McKendree working down low now. They actually had the height advantage in that situation. The shot was up and no good, and the foul was called on Michael Jackson of McKendree as he went up to try and grab that offensive rebound.
Got to give a lot of credit to McKendree. They have been taking some outside shots and being very successful in that area. However, now they're starting to go on the inside and kind of challenge Illinois down low.
Besides Nana, Illinois is pretty much playing all guards on the court right now. The 3 is up and no good by Malcolm Hill. He was a top 60, 70 recruit in the country last year. He was a big get for Coach Gross in his first recruiting class.
A lot of people thought he was actually, of all the freshmen, going to be the biggest, incoming freshman, especially with his scoring abilities.
Yeah, he was the most developed player, really most ready for the college game. Kendrick Nunn's a freak athlete, but he still has parts of his game that he needs to work on, and you're right, a lot of people thought that Malcolm Hill was going to be the most ready to go when he first got here.
He's even been compared, his skill set, a little bit to Kevin Durant.
Tracy Abrams handling the ball for the Illini, still trailing 11-4 here against the McKendree Bearcats. There's another turnover for the Illini. It'll be McKendree ball. There's another sub for Illinois. Obviously, we see Coach Gross trying to work in as many guys as he can. That's guard Mike Latulip, who comes into the game for the Illini. Tracy Abrams looks to be feeling fine. I'm sure they wouldn't let him on the court if he wasn't 100% right now.
Especially like we said in a game like this.
Hoppy lets go of a long three, and he drains it again. He's 2 for 2 from behind the arc, and it's a double-digit lead right now for McKendree.
If they're going to give him space, then they're going to keep shooting him, and to this point, they've been extremely successful from behind the arc.
Illinois trying to work their offense through. Nana Agwu down low. He gets the jumper on the baseline there, but can't get it to fall. McKendree down low now. Nice shot, but no good. That was Matt Murphy who missed there. Illinois looking to get some points on the board here. The offense has been stagnant to start this game. Tracy Abrams puts up a floater off the glass, in and out, but Nana Agwu with a nice tip and put back there. The Illini now trail by 8.
Illinois going to want more success in this game. They're going to have to feed it to Nana down low because McKendree does not have a lot of guys, or they don't really have anybody even close to his height. And it seems like they haven't really been relying on him too much.
DeGregorio puts up the contested three, and he drains it. He's now 2 for 2, and McKendree is just fearless, especially from behind that three-point line right now. Tracy Abrams gets fouled on his way up for that layup attempt there as he got right to the hoop in transition.
Bearcats are putting on a show from behind the arc. This is probably, taking the Illinois by a little bit of surprise.
McKendree has now hit 5 3-pointers. Hoppy and DeGregorio are both 2 for 2 from behind the line. Very impressive showing by the McKendree shooters as Tracy Abrams knocks down his first free throw. Maverick Morgan came back into the game there as Nana Agwu took a seat. Tracy Abrams hit both of those free throws. Latulip with good defense there, but the shot still falls for Jeremy Price, and McKendree is just hot at this point. They're not missing much. Latulip pushing in transition there for the Illini. The whistle was blown for a foul there. To the state with my partner Sam Sherman. The Illini trail the McKendree Bearcats 19-8 here. This week on BTN, don't miss any exciting action. Go to video.btn.com this week and check out our upcoming schedule. Go to video.btn.com for more information. We're back underway here. Illini with the ball. Revante Rice drives hard to the hoop and gets fouled on his way up for the layup. He'll go to the free throw line for 2 more free throws for the Illini.
I think Revante is going to find a lot of success if he continues to do that the entire game because his athleticism kind of gives him the ability. He may be the most athletic person on the court right now, so giving him the ability to kind of cut in like that and at least get fouled.
And the Illini had problems with that last year, too. At times, they had too many guys on the floor that simply wanted to stay back and shoot from range, and they really, at times, didn't have someone that was willing to slash to the hoop. And with Revante Rice's athletic ability, it definitely seems like he's a guy that could take on that role.
You mentioned last year, and really when they found most of their success, it wasn't when they were kind of staying around the arc. It was when they were driving in and getting fouled and scoring.
Revante Rice knocked down both of those free throws for the Illini. McKendree setting up their offense now. The step back jumper is up and good.
They are on fire right now.
Jeremy Price with another jumper. Icky, Abrams, Rice, Morgan, and Bertrand on the floor for the Illini. Nice drive by Revante Rice. He's getting to the hoop at will for the Illini.
He's going to just have to keep going to the well right there because that's where he's finding the most success. Then the whole team really isn't on the scoring front.
Another three-point attempt for McKendree, but this one's an air ball, and the Illini will push in transition. Bounce pass from Abrams to Bertrand, but he lost control. The ball will be stolen, but the refs blow their whistle, and it will still be with the Illini. Nana Agwu comes back in, and Maverick Morgan will take a seat, and Clinton Hoppy back into the game for McKendree.
It looks like in that timeout, Coach Gross may have talked to his guys and just said to pick up the pace a little bit because it looks like they come out a little bit faster trying to test these Bearcats.
The refs discussing the situation, but ball will still be with the Illini under the McKendree basket. Now we're ready to get underway. Tracy Abrams going to inbound the ball for the Illini. The whistle's blown again there for a foul call. Foul's called on McKendree. The Illini are already in the bonus here with 10:58 still left on the clock in the first half. It'll be John Icky at the line. In the 1-and-1 situation, he misses the front end, and it will be McKendree ball as they're playing with a lead here. Oh, nice block by Joseph Bertrand. Goes up from behind and swats that one away. Jeremy Price thought he only had the man in front of him, and Joseph Bertrand just blocked that ball down.
You know, anybody who watched this Illini squad last season knows that Joe Bertrand can pretty much do it all. You know, at times he's shown brilliance on defense, on offense. You know, he's definitely can put up some dunks that are highlight reel worthy. So he's, you know, and like we said, he's this, you know, senior leader on this team that's gonna, the team is hoping can kind of shine through.
Tracy Abrams with a great drive to the basket, and one for Tracy Abrams as he gets the floater to go with the foul. Great play there by Tracy. He's looking to take this game over. You saw how fired up he got after that play.
Obviously, the team's happy he scored, but even more than that, he's been driving, and it's good to see that after, like we had mentioned earlier in the game, he went down pretty hard on the court, and it didn't look like he was feeling too well.
Sub for the Illini is number 25, freshman guard Kendrick Nunn, also out of Simeon High School in Chicago. He played with Jalen Tate last year, as we mentioned, also played with Jabari Parker. They won the state championship 3 out of the 4 years that those guys were in college. I mean in high school, I'm sorry. McKendree still just looking to swing the ball around the key until they find a point to attack. The lead's now down to 6 for the Bearcats. Ball's in the corner. The 3 is up, and there will be a foul call there. Brandon Drum attempted the 3 for McKendree. Bad foul there by the Illini.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's been hitting them all day, and he kind of, you know, he guarded it. Looked like he was going to guard it pretty nicely, but gave him that foul right there that's going to send him to the line.
These are the first free throw attempts of the game for the McKendree Bearcats.
Speaking of Kendrick Nunn, he's, I think, to me, one of the biggest question marks on this team in terms of, you know, you mentioned his athleticism earlier in the game. He really is like a freak athlete. So the question is, can he kind of bring it into the team atmosphere and maybe emerge as a leader?
I think Coach Gross has a lot to do with that, too, in terms of what role Nunn's going to play. Is he going to kind of sit back and let the plays come to him, or is he going to be a slasher that they're going to depend on to get to the rim? Is it going to be a mix of the two? It's a tough situation, especially when they plan on playing a lot of times 3, even 4 guards sometimes in a given situation. Tracy Abrams gets the ball down low to Nana Agwu. He faces up, kicks it back to Tracy Abrams. Abrams' 3 ball is up and no good.
McKendree's doing a great job down low, kind of stopping Agwu from getting too close to the basket, because if he gets around there, he's got the touch to really put it in.
Same plan of attack here still for McKendree. Just swinging it around the key, looking for a spot to try and slide in for an open shot. Tracy Abrams falls down on defense, so McKendree's Matt Gregorio has an attempt at a shot, but it's no good.
A rare miss.
Kendrick Nunn with the double clutch there. Almost goes in on the baseline, but he will go to the line as he was fouled. He'll get 2 shots. Nunn's first free throw is no good. We've seen a good amount of misses at the line for Illinois. They've had plenty of attempts. They've been in the bonus since there was about 11 minutes on the clock. They've been at the line plenty of times already.
Illinois coach John Gross is not going to be happy to see that, especially because, you know, in practice he stresses so heavily on free throw shooting, as most coaches do.
Tracy Abrams and Nana Agwu both go back to the Illini bench. Freshman Maverick Morgan and Jalen Tate come in. Pretty cool to see Jalen Tate and Kendrick Nunn on the floor together, as they, like we've mentioned a couple of times already, played together in high school. Coach Gross has 3 freshmen on the floor now with Nunn, Tate, and Maverick Morgan. The other 2 guys are freshmen, I'm sorry, transfers, so interesting dynamic for the Illini. Hoppy for the deep 3. No good that time. He was hopped from behind the arc earlier. The Illini will set up their offense. Kendrick Nunn open for 3. No good. But the offensive rebound is grabbed by Revante Rice. And he drives baseline. Nice layup by Revante Rice. He's making his presence felt here.
He really is, and you know, the whole reason that he led to that scoring was that rebound that he pulled down after the missed 3 attempt by Kendrick Nunn.
Doing a great job on defense, too, on Clinton Hoppy, who was McKendree's leading scorer last year. Was over 18 points a game for the Bearcats. The shot goes, and it'll be an and-one situation for Will Kirksey of McKendree.
McKendree's responded really nicely to kind of the faster-paced offense that Illinois has kind of thrown at them to this point.
Kirksey made a nice move down low there to kind of get a step past Maverick Morgan, who was playing post defense on him. Kirksey, the senior out of St. Louis, is able to make the free throw and complete the three-point play there for the Bearcats. Malcolm Hill comes in for the Illini, so now 4 freshmen on the court for Coach Gross's squad. McKendree putting on a little full court press here. Still sticking with their man-to-man defense, just extending it to the whole court. Illinois breaks it relatively easily, though, and they can set up their offense. Quick ball movement for the Illini. Revante Rice drives baseline with his left hand, goes up hard with the right hand for the layup. He's fouled once again, and Revante Rice is just getting to the hoop consistently for this Illini offense. Back to the State Farm Center once again. The Fighting Illini trail the visiting McKendree Bearcats 25-18 here. We're just under 8 minutes left to go in the first half. I'm Brett Lerner here with my partner, Sam Sherman. It's been a tight game so far, Sam.
It really has. Maybe a little bit unexpected, you know, when you have a Big Ten team going up against a team like McKendree. But credit to McKendree for coming out and playing some fearless basketball. Like I mentioned before, you know, they're not afraid to, now especially, even drive in. I mean, they hit a lot of threes early on, but they've really kept up with this Illinois team.
Hoppy setting up the McKendree offense. He drives strong with the left hand, puts up the contested shot in the lane. Doesn't go, but McKendree's able to grab the offensive rebound, something that the Illini can't afford as they trail right now. It's a foul call on the Illini there as Clinton Hoppy tried to get into the paint.
And that was just, pulling down rebounds, being aggressive from the Bearcats.
That last rebound, the offensive rebound for the Bearcats, their first of the game. So obviously, the discrepancy in height, which we talked about before the game, has shown on the offensive boards. Also, points in the paint. Illinois has 10, McKendree only with 2 so far. So Illinois knows where to go, where to find the advantage. They've just got to take care of that.